An important part of any project is measuring success. That's what Key Performance Indicators, or KPIs, are all about. I'm Taylor Baldwin from the Center for Transportation and the Environment. CTE is providing KPI reports to Lextran in Lexington, Kentucky on their Proterra battery bus deployment. Let's see how it's going.
In support of Lextran's battery electric bus deployment, CTE provides Key Performance Indicator or KPI reporting during the first year or two that the buses are in service. These reports can provide a wide variety of information depending on the information that the transit agencies want to see. CTE is often called to present these reports during transit agency board meetings so that board members and directors can hear from an independent third party on how well the buses are performing. CTE feels that the following KPIs provide a concise summary of Lextran's battery electric bus performance to date. As of June 30th, 2018, we have completed 18 months of the 24-month data collection and reporting period. During that time, the 5 Proterra FC buses have traveled approximately 170,000 miles with an overall grid efficiency of 2.6 kilowatt hours per mile. The intent of the project was to replace aging diesel buses with battery electric buses. By removing 5 diesel buses from service, CTE estimated that Lextran would be able to reduce their diesel fleet miles by at least 150,000 miles or 10%. As you can see, Lextran reported approximately 200,000 less diesel miles in 2017 compared to 2016. FTA and NREL report that a target of 3,000 miles per bus per month is a general expectation for transit agencies. While Lextran's battery electric bus fleet falls short of this target, it is important to note that their conventional fleet seldom meets this target based on their service territory and route structure. Also, average monthly mileage per vehicle for the battery electric bus fleet is comparable to Lextran's conventional fleet during months where battery electric bus utilization was the highest. We mentioned earlier that the overall grid efficiency of Lextran's battery electric fleet is approximately 2.6 kilowatt hours per mile. When reporting efficiency, CTE feels that it is important to show calculations for both the vehicle efficiency and grid efficiency, since a vehicle efficiency does not account for losses experienced at the en-route charger. For comparative analyses between fleet fuel types, CTE focuses on the grid efficiency calculation since it is the basis for Lextran's total fuel costs. Efficiency of the battery electric bus fleet shown here in miles per gallon diesel equivalent is highly dependent on ambient temperature. As you can see, efficiency is typically lower in the coldest and warmest months due to HVAC use. In extreme temperature conditions, HVAC can be the largest power draw on board a battery electric bus. It is important to note that even the lowest efficiency reported to date, 11.69 miles per gallon diesel equivalent in December, is still roughly 3 times more efficient than a conventional diesel bus. On average, Lextran's battery electric bus fleet is 4 times more efficient than their diesel and CNG fleets, 3 times more efficient than their diesel hybrid fleet, and 2.3 times more efficient than their gasoline fleet. It is important to note that their gasoline fleet is made up of smaller shuttle buses. Lextran's total battery electric bus fuel cost is dominated by demand charges at the en-route charger, as seen here in red. Lextran spends approximately $7,000 a month to fuel the 5-bus fleet. Despite the higher efficiency of the battery electric fleet, the utility rates available to Lextran translate to a fuel cost per mile that is approximately 14 cents higher than their diesel fleet on average. However, the battery electric bus fleet fuel cost per mile is comparable to Lextran's diesel and CNG fleets during months with high utilization. Because the demand costs are high and the energy costs are low, we expect that Lextran's average fuel cost per mile for their electric fleet will continue to decrease with more buses deployed and more miles driven. Continuing with this theme, this chart clearly shows that as utilization increases, cost per mile decreases. It is highly important for Lextran to optimize utilization of the battery electric buses in order to spread the demand charge across as many miles as possible and keep fuel costs at a minimum. By operating battery electric buses instead of diesel buses over an 18-month period, Lextran has prevented over 1.1 million pounds of greenhouse gases from being emitted into Earth's atmosphere. Lextran's reduction in diesel fuel consumption has also reduced local criteria pollutants that contribute to air quality issues, alleviating the negative health impacts that burning conventional fuels have on the Lexington community. To put this into perspective, 1.1 million pounds is equivalent to the weight of 42 Proterra Catalyst FC buses. This amount of greenhouse gas is also equivalent to the carbon that is removed from the air by approximately 13,000 trees planted and grown for 10 years.
This video report is disseminated under the sponsorship of the United States Department of Transportation Federal Transit Administration in the interest of information exchange. The United States government assumes no liability for the contents or use thereof. The United States government does not endorse products or manufacturers. Any trade or manufacturer's names appear herein solely because they are considered essential to the contents of the report.